Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to yet another edition of Pantherology. This is going to be my initial reaction to the Panthers' Week 6 loss against the Chicago Bears. Am I happy? Absolutely not. I've got a couple reactions that I'm going to talk to you, explain to you about, and then I'm going to rant a little bit at the end. But before we get into today's topic, go ahead, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Go ahead and click that notifications bell so you know when I put out my video, so every new video I put out. And then comment down below. Let me know what you think. All right, so let's get right into this bad boy. So for the first time in nearly a month, the Carolina Panthers lost to the Chicago Bears. And the Chicago Bears ended the Carolina Panthers' 3-game winning streak this Sunday with a close 23-16 win. Both teams are centered around running the football and playing sound defense. So it was expected to be an even game. While both teams struggled on offense early, Chicago was able to make the most out of their opportunities. But Carolina made too many mistakes to overcome the elite Bears defense. The Panthers struggled in all 3 phases of the game. So here are my initial reactions to the conclusion of the Week 6 Panthers loss. My first reaction was that the Panthers offense struggles to stretch the field. I'm going to be flat out honest, as I always am. The Panthers offense looked lethargic on Sunday, especially up front. Now, don't get me wrong, Chicago has one of the best defenses in the entire league and have one of the game's best pass rushers in Khalil Mack. But Teddy Bridgewater couldn't even go through his progressions half of the time because he had a defender breathing down his neck. The Bears have an exceptional defense. They have 2 shutdown corners and a defensive line that applies constant pressure. They proved that the way to beat Carolina is to stop Mike Davis and the run game. Their zone scheme made quarterback Teddy Bridgewater throw the ball deep down the field, which is something he is not always comfortable doing. The Panthers have gotten off to early leads during their 3-game winning streak. This was not the case against Chicago. Forcing Bridgewater into a situation where he must put the team on his back is not something that Carolina can get used to doing. The offensive line allowed 4 sacks, 6 quarterback hits, and a flurry of pressures on the afternoon. To win games in the National Football League, you must be able to protect your quarterback and give him a chance to get the ball to his receivers. If Bridgewater wasn't an athletic quarterback, there is a strong chance he gets sacked 8, maybe 9 times. The 2 weeks prior, the line did not allow a single sack and won both games. Now, this group must identify where it all went wrong and get back on track versus the New Orleans Saints. As for Teddy Bridgewater, well, it is one you would like to crumble up and throw away for the most part. He made a couple of nice throws down the field, but his accuracy and touch were a little off, and you could tell that because of the Bears defense was showing him a lot of exotic looks that were confusing to pick up on. To me, it seemed like he was thinking more than playing, but again, part of me feels that maybe he was thinking about a pass rusher about to bury him in the dirt as soon as he calls for the snap. We have seen a better Teddy Bridgewater, and I don't believe this is the Teddy Bridgewater we will see on a week-to-week basis. My next reaction was that the Panthers need to limit the turnovers. As I mentioned before, the Carolina offense is not built to play from behind. Turnovers were a big reason why this team fell behind early and could not recover. Bridgewater threw a pick early and Mike Davis lost a fumble. Teddy threw another pick on the last drive of the game for a total of 3 Carolina turnovers. That is way too many for a team that does not have the personnel to come from behind and win games. The good news for the Carolina Panthers is that they will not always be matched up against such a dominant defense. Still, Bridgewater and the Carolina offense must do a better job at taking care of the football. My last reaction was that the Panthers defense continues to impress me. On a positive note, the Panthers defense played well. They limited the Bears quarterback, Nick Foles, to under 200 yards through the air and forced an interception. They also really tightened up their run defense, giving up just 58 rushing yards to running back David Montgomery. Head coach Matt Rule and defensive coordinator Phil Snow have this young defensive unit headed in the right direction. There is some positive in Carolina despite the Week 6 loss. But I do need to rant for a second. Some people say that we lost this game because Curtis Samuel was out with knee problems and because Curtis Samuel is our third down go-to. When I say people, I mean other Carolina fans I see or overhear. Of course, I have to step in and educate them. Then some people are also saying we need to trade Christian McCaffrey. At first, I asked them why. I let them explain, and of course, their answer is totally wrong and probably shouldn't talk about football ever again, especially about the Carolina Panthers. Then I look at them or comment back at them, and do you know what I asked these people? I literally asked them, are you fucking retarded? Then I educate. So yeah, let's trade a guy that's a once-in-a-lifetime player that doesn't come around very often and is an MVP caliber back. He's also top 3, if not the best running back in the league, and is only one of 3 running backs to ever have over 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving. We lost this game not because of Curtis Samuel and CMC not playing. Don't get me wrong, would it have helped? Absolutely. But who knows? It was because of our offensive line couldn't protect Teddy B. As I said, the Bears defense was breathing down his neck. DJ Moore also dropped 3 balls that would have been big plays, and one was for a touchdown. Curtis Samuel and CMC have nothing to do with that loss. Give me a break. If DJ makes all those catches, especially the one for the touchdown, and Joey Slye makes that field goal he missed, Carolina wins that game. That's 10 points on the scoreboard. Trading CMC is definitely not the answer, nor do I believe getting rid of Curtis Samuel. Getting an offensive line and a defensive line wins football games. Also, the fact of the matter is this. This is the same young, inexperienced team that started off the season 0-2. Yes, they caught fire for a bit, winning 3 straight, but this is still a building year for Carolina. Is this a true playoff contender team? Maybe. But they have so much room to grow in so many areas before we can legitimately put them in that conversation. The Panthers are going to win some games, but not enough to be taken seriously by folks outside of the Carolinas. Now, despite a 3-3 start to the season, this is likely still a 5-6 win team. The closer they push themselves to a 500 record, the more it is considered a success for Matt Rule and his staff for their first season. Although I don't buy the Panthers being a playoff team just yet, they can still be in the mix for a wild card spot if they find ways to win some games that they have no business winning. For example, this upcoming Sunday versus New Orleans, you beat the Saints and return home to a Falcons team you have already beaten, you could be at 5-3 heading into November. So even though the winning streak is over, it is not quite time to panic just yet. And honestly, I do not know that panicking should even be a thing this season. No one expected Carolina to be in the playoff picture. So let us just see how this team builds and improves throughout the season. Guys, let me know what you think. Comment down below. Click that like button. Click the subscribe button. Panther Nation's 1 loss. We went on a hot streak. It happens. You win some, you lose some. And especially for a new head coach, a new coaching staff, new quarterback, new faces. Comment down below. Click that like button. Click the subscribe button. Panther Nation, keep pounding.